help us make right decisions for our community. We just thank you for the blessings that you've bestowed on us all. We ask you to continue to bless us, Lord. Do us tonight. Watch over us, Lord. We love you and we ask these things in Jesus' name.
Amen. You will pledge the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Your papers. Okay,
You want me to do roll call?
if you would, that'd be great. Thank you, Vic.
Glenn Hunter,
Here.
Terry Hester. Here. Vonda Ackerson. Here. Charlie Thompson,
Here.
Tom Trammell,
Here.
Tommy Matthews,
Here.
Gloria Spivey. Here. Wayne Sellers.
Here.
Sammy King,
Here.
Mike Davis, James Baker, Mickey Olson. He had tail on her, but Hilda is out of town. And Judy Brim. Vicky Sellers here. Bill Brim.
Here.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Vicky. Need a motion to approve the absent members tonight. So moved.
Second.
Second by Vonda. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. You have a copy of the agenda. Move to approve the agenda. Motion to approve. Second. Motion by Charlie, second by Tommy. Any discussion on the agenda? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. We have the minutes. Hilda provide the minutes. Vonda, would you mind running through those briefly? I mean, everybody's got a copy of the minutes, right?
I will.
They would be posted.
No, they wouldn't be posted till after we approve them.
That's right.
Just says that we had the last meeting date was October 8th, 2024. Called to order by Tom Trammell, went for a normal process. I think the only two people out, well, there are three here. Glenn Hunter, Sammy King, Gloria Spivey. We approved everything. There was nothing to report for secretary, treasurer. Approved everything, moving all but about the membership account, all but $1,200 that was going to get moved into our working account. Nothing to report on the president's report. Bill went over his, it's all listed last month's paper. Maintenance committee, approved up to, I guess it was another $1,200, because they needed a little more money for the weatherhead and anything else that they would, run into finishing up the job. Doesn't say specifically which, but the whole, I guess, was Holly Electric. We had, 705 on the Columbia side, 255 on the Swanee side. New business, let's see here, everything was approved except for there were a few like Scribner's errors. That was passed. Old business. That was regarding Hurricane Milton. We were trying to decide what to do with the barbecue. We went ahead and went with it. Members, and then we closed at 8:05. Pretty short and sweet.
Okay. Board members, you've heard the minutes from the previous meeting. Pleasure of the board. Motion to approve. By Charlie to approve. Second by. Yes, sir. Let's get a second, then we'll discuss it. Do a second.
Wayne, so.
Wayne, okay. Discussion.
This, maintenance committee thing, about $1,200. Help me understand that.
That was on top of the other money because we still needed to, there was something we needed over at Swanee, something with the weatherhead. And we had to pull it back because they needed.
That didn't come out of the, initial.
Well, they didn't. No, that was on top. Right. Oh, you weren't here. So, yeah, so, That was because because that part had not been billed into our original, the money that we had approved, was that like 8,000? But we did that in case it ran over. Not saying that we have to spend that, but it was
It's
allowed.
up to that much for a
Because
change
we
order.
didn't
So
have a
that'll
specific
actually
dollar
cover the deficit that you have for a couple, $300.
So that's what I passed out.
It's just for information. Yeah, that should handle what you need to finish there.
You have to bill.
Not really. Okay, so we budgeted 8,000 originally?
Yes.
We're talking about 9,000.
Two.
That would give you some cushion in case you had any other change orders while you're doing the job. And that'll give you that's about another 300-400, isn't it? Cover that? Yeah.
So,
Okay, so you've got the capacity to handle that with that.
so you're saying that the request to cover the change order 1,000 is taken care of with this 1,200?
You swat that up, throw it away.
It was already.
So we're all
Got
within,
it.
we're all within our budget.
Okay, wonderful. Life is-
Everybody on board with that? All right.
Call the question.
Call for the question. All in favor of the motion? Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. We'll move on to Secretary's report. I don't think Hilda had anything to report. But did she, Fonda? Okay. Move on to the Treasurer's report. Vicky?
Terry handed those out for me. Did everybody get a copy? Okay. All extra ones. Okay, the Seafield Bank checking account. This is the one that we use for all of our monthly expenses. The ending balance was 48,838.27. The savings account, 503.59. Our CD account is 51,932.67. And the membership account, 32,971.90 for a total of 133,546.43. I haven't moved that money over yet from the membership account into our working account. I'll be doing that this week.
All but 1,200.
Yeah, and we got that approved last month, but it hasn't been done yet. Okay, let's see, our monthly checks was 28,422.35, auto draft 792.75. Total expenses was 26,836.85. If you look at the P and L on the back, some of the outstanding items was the picnic fish fry. We took in $1,061. But if you look down below under picnic fish fry under membership expenses, it was 1,650. So we have a little bit of a deficit, like $599, which is not uncommon for us to have to pay a little bit for the barbecue. Let's see, there was something else I was gonna mention. We wrote a check for legal fees, $3,029. That's out of the norm. We bought keys, for next year, 2,000 keys, so that's $9,675. And the park repairs that you see at the bottom under park management, 8,718, that was for both sides, park repairs, cleanup.
Electric.
Yeah, the electric, Holly Electric was included in that. Let's see if there was anything else. There was a mention of cleanup, and I'm trying to add these up right quick because I just got the records. So, between the labor and hiring of the equipment, we spent $5,206 on the cleanup, which was a whole lot less than any of the bids that we received for cleanup on both sides of both counties. Any questions on the financials?
Board members, do you have any questions on the financial report? Okay, I'd entertain a motion. Who made the motion?
Lori.
Gloria, you made the second. Any discussion on the motion? Favor the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We'll move on to the president's report. Terry?
Have a couple things we talked about. The Busy Bees are wanting to put a food donation box at Hoder Park. They said they would be responsible for it and they would build a really nice box and they would bring it up here and show the board before they put it in. I told them I would let y'all know so y'all could have time to discuss it and see if y'all would approve something like that. They said if it worked out good here, then they would move on to other parks to do it there. Then after the membership meeting, I had several people come up and said that when we have a storm like that, they would prefer that the membership meeting get put off and give these more time to get there. But I told them, according to our bylaws and stuff, we had to do it on that day. And then I have one lady that's doing a lot of complaining about not being able to come out to the meetings at dark, because she can't drive at dark, so she's just seeing if there's any way we could do it live, or she could watch it live at home. I told her I would bring that up at the board meeting, see what Charlie thought about it, if he's anything he could do.
Could you have equipment to do that, dude?
We'll have to look.
Okay.
But what was happening before is it kept dropping and then people were accusing us of, manipulating, editing it.
And it also buffers that sometimes, right? And the-
Yeah, we got
the
a chance
screen
to editing
freezes.
live video.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
On the food box, that originated from the Bible study ladies. They wanted to do that, and I had mentioned it in a previous meeting. So I suggested it at the Busy Bees because we have money that we collect for membership. And then at the end of the year, we usually donate it to a charity. And we hadn't in the last couple of years. So we have a nice kitty saved up. And I suggested that we keep the money in our community by doing the food donation box. There's one in Branford that's a wooden box and people go there. It's got doors on it. And they put canned goods and staple goods, and anybody that needs something, they can go there and get it.
Does it have a sign that says what they accept or what they would? prefer you
No,
do?
they put it on social media, what they accept,
I
but
mean, for folks, what kind of food can they donate? I mean,
canned goods,
can you do something
dry
that's
goods,
freeze dried and?
yeah, non-perishable
Okay,
food,
non-perishable.
right. I know that they suggested that we start out at Hoder but I have a problem with that because the Swanee side, we always feel like everything originates over here.
Why don't you
And
start over
nothing's
there
for-
then?
Well, the problem, this is where I spoke with a couple today, and their problem starting on the Swanee side is that, part is not really secured. Anybody goes in there, whereas at least here,
But it is
somebody
for the
has to have.
community.
It is, but we also, maybe I say, you can talk to the Busy Bees. And
How big a box are you building? And
yay big.
The one
It's not
in
huge.
Branford is not huge. It's probably maybe 3 foot wide.
Yeah,
and
3 foot by. It's
but you're talking about doing multiple boxes,
it's not very
It's-
wide,
it's-
it's more like 2 by 3.
but you said you were thinking about doing boxes in other parts.
Well, just, they were gonna start at
Here
Hoder
and then
to see
Swanee.
how it goes and put one
Oh.
here and one over there, not in every part.
Okay. So what you're wanting to put it in Swanee first?
Well, I'm just wanting to discuss it because we feel like that things start over here and never gets to the Swanee side.
That's not true.
Well, a lot of money is spent on this side of the river.
We have more parks here.
I know you do, but we have members too.
I totally understand that, but.
Yeah, Gloria, what you have?
Hey, you put the box inside the gate, so you have to have a key to get into the box, or does this fit?
But on the Swanee side, you just hop right over and roll on in,
Well, let's fix the fence then where people can't just walk in.
just like we should do down at Point Park.
Exactly.
Okay, wait a minute. We have gates that we can walk on the side.
No.
There's no gate at the boat ramp part though. They can walk right around the post and go into the park or step over the wooden fence. On the secure as Hoder is.
Way I feel, people need food, they should be able, it doesn't matter who they are.
I personally don't think that it matters. If,
Somebody's got to break in there and get the food that they obviously need food, so.
not locked, it's,
Yeah.
you
No,
just
it's
put
open.
your food in, close the door, you go there and get what they want out. It's,
And I realize it's a situation where you could fill it full of canned goods and go back in 2 days and everything's
What's it gonna
gone.
take to build another box? 2 boxes, what's it gonna take?
I don't
I don't know,
really know
it's-
what it would cost, but the
50
busy,
bucks,
the
100
busy
bucks?
bees are we're gonna
They're
pay for
the,
it.
Yeah.
Why
You have any
don't we-
idea what it'll take?
so it's like their service project. No.
Pardon?
It's like their service project. I don't know.
Well, I would, be amenable to starting in there, I have no problem with that.
I think the lock with LSP members.
Then we put one here next.
But somebody on the Swanee side's kind of gonna have to monitor it, someone that lives over there.
We also
Will
could
too.
put it in a section where the camera is on the box.
That's not a bad idea at all, yes.
If that's a concern, then,
But
you
if
know.
any part is subject to,
Sure is. Yeah.
whatever, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it doesn't matter.
Then they
which
both
part.
have to go under camera.
Yeah.
So,
So,
all right, so how did we settle that? Did we have a consensus on that or?
well, it's just something they do one, they have to do both. They have to do one on both county sides. I mean,
If the expense is too high, I mean, I'll throw some money in to build a box.
And I was gonna ask you, I mean, we have $600, I think, in the Busy Bee Fund. I don't know what it
It
would
can't
cost
be
to
but
build
a
one.
sheet of 3/4 inch plywood and
I know.
hinges, okay, so, I'll buy that. I don't mind doing
yeah,
that.
don't go under that.
Thank you.
Is it not covering you?
Do we need a vote or we
Yeah,
just?
I think our
No,
board
it's supposed
members,
to
are
have
y'all
to
good
figure
with
out where
that?
it's going.
Anybody's are gonna
We
do
don't
that?
have anything over there now.
Put it both parts.
Boxes.
But they need to go on both
Okay.
sides. Like I said, somebody on the Swanee side's gonna have to be the person to kind of monitor that side, to make sure it has food, so it doesn't just sit there empty.
Well, I'm sure Cassie will monitor this stuff. It does not feel like with the other stuff.
Somebody needs to always be taking a look, and I think Bill can actually take a look on these, making rounds and so forth. He can at least be that set of eyes, but
Right.
as many as possible would be good, I would think.
Right.
And I would think it'd be very important because, a lot of folks don't connect. So that you need to have proper signage on it as to what it is and what it's for. And, the type of, product that you can put in there is important. And I think, the other thing we should discuss is how are you going to distribute that? What kind of plans? Is it going to be something you're going to do every quarter
It's an honor program.
No, it's a blessing
Oh,
box
Oh,
where the members go
you
there
just go there. Okay.
and donate food
Well, I didn't
at
get
will.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
So they can put,
It's all done by the members, so before the members.
That's
so
gonna
if
be
we
real
do
interesting.
that, we were talking about for the Christmas party, parade, whatever,
Yeah.
have people donate canned goods or non-perishables.
I mean, we did that for the fall festival last year. We asked everybody to bring a canned
We
good.
did this year.
Instead of donating it
Yeah.
to other charities, we could put it in our blessing box.
Put a live chicken in there too.
Who's
I
gonna
think if
feed
we
the
put one
chicken?
up, we need to put two
When you
up
open
at
the
same
door,
time.
really,
What do you think? If we do it, build two
non-perishable.
boxes, one on each side.
perishable.
Yeah. Okay, so we're all good to go with that.
Okay.
So, a good idea, good plan. Tell the Busy Bees, we really appreciate
Thanks,
the effort on that. That's great.
Thank you. Busy bee.
All right,
Busy bee. Busy bee.
we were kind of in the president's report, I think, though, weren't we?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's all I had.
we interrupted the president. I'm
Okay.
sorry, Jerry.
That's all right.
All right. We'll move on now to park manager report. Bill?
Okay, the parks are all clear, are all accessible now. Anybody can get into all of them. Fishing park, you just have to follow the trail down to get down. It finally dried up enough. I think that we can cut some of the stuff back so it's a little bit easier, but you can get into all of them. They all need some fence work. And that's something I think the board should start putting on their agenda of fences for, instead of putting money into repairing fences. I know a lot of members have said they'd like to make changes to fences. And we ought to think about that in the future.
When you say changes, we got a lot of different kinds of fences.
That's right, absolutely. But I know down at Point Park, they wanted to fix it so that it was more, not as easy for people to just walk in the park. Same with, Boat Ramp Park on the other side. And, Also along the side of, camping park, people are starting, now that a person has bought that piece of property right where our sign is, people are starting to use four-wheelers to go through that, and our neighbors has asked me to also talk to y'all about that.
This where?
Right there at the camping park, that, you know, if the gate's locked, they just go around through the people's property.
Yeah, I did talk to her and she said it was fine for us to, if we want to put something there, there's not an issue with that.
Well, it's already been marked off one time where the fence should go. There's poles in the ground, but nothing was ever completed on it. So I think the survey has been completed for it.
Rusty DePrater started that back about 10 years ago and never
It looks
finished.
like about 10 years old. So, that's fences, like I'm saying, if we're gonna start working on them, the first one we're gonna fix is down at the midpoint. It's in really, Bridge Park, it's in really bad shape. So
You just kind of want to catch these through the year, just not load up and go at them all, but start that way.
I would like to think that we could do that, you know, do the changes as we go. Okay,
But now to close off Point Park, you'd probably be talking about a pretty good capital investment.
I don't know if we could, or we could probably use some of the structure that was already there, and chain link it on the front. Yep.
What I'd like to do is have a discussion about Point Park, because what's going on there. And now if the state's not going to close up the Itchtucky up here at Highway 27, which you've got Suwannee County Parks and Recreation are responsible for the new trail. So they're the ones that we've been in contact with them. So they've gone in and put some rods in place and trying to stop them from using the breezeway, that covered breezeway. And they are going to put posts down to stop the four-wheelers from going across there. They're going to do that next. Biggest problem is that, and I asked the question, he said, oh, we're putting the fence back. I said, well, putting the fence back doesn't stop people from accessing the river. Now on the small side, they're going to close off, that passageway for vehicles coming. So we've still got the problem to deal with, which is both sides of the trail. If it's not fenced, then people pretty much can access.
Yeah, and you're tearing up our property too, going onto the trails.
So that's going to be that should be a DEP issue, especially down there by bringing the vehicles down in the bottom there. So
Only time DP wants to get involved is if we're doing something wrong.
yeah,
Well, I was wondering exactly who put the first fence up? Was that Duke or was that DOT?
which fence was that?
The one that basically covered it completely in. We have the no trespassing sign.
Actually, that was Duke's fence there up to the DOT. And then I think Duke stayed inside DOT down to the end, and then DOT did the one on the highway. They did the barbed wire thing on the highway.
Yeah, I thought they got DOT. I know they did the 4-foot field fence.
Right.
But I'm wondering if somebody from Duke was gonna say that we still have the lease to this property. So therefore, we had it fenced and closed in. Now that you've put in this.
Duke does, and I haven't, the right-of-way person has still not gotten back with me. That's the one last piece that we need right now to see how that can be facilitated. To get that
We had
done.
it covered up.
Now, Parks and Recreation for Suwannee County are the ones that are maintaining, they're the ones that the grant originated through the state to get the grant. And now they're responsible, they get maintenance dollars on that, so they're responsible for keeping it secured but here's what's going to happen. If something doesn't happen, it's going to depreciate so bad, it's going to deteriorate. And we've had that discussion, so I think everybody's talking about it. Just going to take some steps to get there. So we got one last piece to do.
I didn't know if anybody from Duke could contact.
No, they have not. No.
This is our.
I can't get Danny to call me back right now either, so I don't know what's going on. But anyways, that's the last piece that we've got right now. They did a pretty good job. I think you saw down there, they put the post there. So, and we had a couple of kids call the police on, and they came down and had some conversations with them.
Yeah, they've been cutting fence, they've been unbolting the fence.
Right, right. So anyway, it's just gonna be a process that we just have to keep, consistent with. Now, going back to fencing Point Park, problem is that with all the illegal access up here, and then folks coming out at Point Park, ultimately, it would be nice to have a locked park there. But the only problem with that is that they're gonna try to find ways to exit off of property owners
Same with Hoder.
when that happens.
Personal protection.
Right, so you see where I'm coming from, but ultimately that might be the way that the message could get out. So you can't get out, but how you gonna tell a little child, somebody's got a kid that can't come through, you know?
Right.
So it's gonna take some debate and discussion on how we can resolve that down the road.
Well, we're still having problems with people putting in the north and the south end and then coming through our parks and getting out too. So that's, been a common.
The main thing that we're here to do is protect property owners, and a lot of folks, exit out from property owners.
They do, yeah.
Have we had anything further on the trespassing when people aren't supposed to be in the park being trespassed or?
We had that discussion with the Peter, our attorney, and they promised that they'll be on that. So, but they're not right now.
Well, I know that the private property owners, if they have it posted.
That's correct.
basically, somebody could call and say when somebody's exiting on their property. Because that's a dead giveaway.
When the new sheriff gets in, we're gonna have that discussion, and he may view it different.
Yeah.
But currently, the sheriff doesn't want to touch it because of
He won't touch that, but he will touch property owner. Your property, he will.
yeah. But
But
our
I'm having to come out on my.
right.
I mean, they'll come quick, but when you talk about the park,
Right. We don't have a ironclad plan. We've got members that have vested interest in all the parks, but they're not members. So there's a gray area there. It's got to be worked out. Okay.
Last year I put up a whole bunch of no trespassing signs too,
So
so.
you are going to start on one or two of those repair events.
Yeah, we're starting on, we're gonna start on, Ridge Park, so get that gentleman's fence fixed that our tree took out. And then, okay, I want to pat on the back for a couple of the crews that were over at, Swanee Boat Ramp side. They cleared that park themselves. They did a wonderful job. I went over there and the dang thing was cleared,
Yeah.
and they welded the gate themselves. Great group of guys. I really appreciate it. And women. There was a couple ladies there helping too. Okay, electricity has been run to the big pavilion out here, increased, so now the breaker won't pop whenever we're getting more people, so they're bringing in those hot pots and stuff like that, and compressors to fill up their tubes and stuff. And that was only a 20 amp circuit, like I said, but now got two 20 amp circuits, so should work out better.
What size wire they run over there, Tommy?
probably the 10, huh?
The 10. That's
I'm not
that's run. That's probably good.
Well, it's running off two breakers now, so. We're still waiting on, the repairs that should be made at Boat Ramp Park and Brandon Park. And that's all due to logistics and time schedules and stuff. It has nothing to do with any of the boards, has nothing to do with any of us. They're just, all these electric companies just flat out, and that's all there is. I repaired the sign at Utah that was blown down by the storm. Appears that we have a couple people trashing Midpoint Park, hanging beer cans up in the rafters. I think it's cute. I don't think it's cute. Other people are having to climb up there and get them out. And another member did that. Just remember, we got cameras down there, and whatever. Let's see. I also want to thank all the members that have got up and cleaned up some of the parks and went out and did stuff. We had Chris Smith went out and burned up a bunch of stuff here. And then People have just been really pushing and helping out and where they can. I'd like to thank Felton Howard for donating the time and the equipment to move that, skid steer back over to the Swanee side. And he didn't charge us anything for that. And we still have people, I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but I can't say a name, but we still have people putting up full beer cans up in the pavilion at Camping Park. Somebody's gonna get hit in the head with one of them full beer cans. I can't take them down, but I'm gonna suggest to the board, since this has been an ongoing thing, constant, and the graffiti, you know, I really hate the fact that somebody died out there, you know, but that it's not their place to offer up, offer up beers to somebody that died and also writing their names up on the rafters. So I think that at the board, I'm offering up the suggestion. It's the same people or person. I'm suggesting that the person lose their privileges if they are caught.
Discuss that.
Yeah, you guys. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you so much for listening.
Okay, Bill, thank you. Board members have any questions of Bill? No? Okay, we'll move on to communication. Pardon me? Did I miss that? Well, thank you, I did. Hey, please. How soon we forget? Go ahead, tell me, I'm sorry.
All right, on the 11th, finished another bar. From Swanee County is pending. We've got, November 26th, is when we're gonna take care of Reading Bar. And December 3rd is going to take care of the restrooms at Boat Ramp Park. Swanee County Center. So those are the dates, and we'll be through with the 11th.
Is there any way we could get them to swap that, do the slow ramp first, because that's where the bathrooms is at. That's where the pump's at.
I can call and ask, but two different time things here. One might not take as long as the other, and that might be how they judge that.
That'd be great if you could ask.
Check, see if you can find out.
Part of the delay was due to getting, permits and just working it in on their schedule.
Just working it in on their schedule.
And who's doing that, Holly?
Holly,
Okay.
we had, Brennan Park. But,
Well, I know it was flooded. Right.
yeah, so they got.
Right.
So we had to change the time. Then this other one came along, and I was surprised that they could do it December 3rd.
It's a long time to have the bathrooms out of order, just saying.
Don't disagree.
Yeah, if you can contact and see if they can swap the things.
That'd be a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me anything else? Well, good job on all that. You're satisfied with the way this power was done here? And with the building in the back?
Yes.
The building in the back, there's a couple of cars.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of things back there. We still need to, I'm gonna put that other air conditioner, which we've already got
Right,
out there, so it keeps humidity down,
right.
so it doesn't ruin everything. I'll run it just like we do at the A-frame over here. It'll run,
How long do you think that's gonna be before we get that in?
well, I can put that in anytime. I've got the air conditioner. I just we're gonna need to put a little insulation up in the ceiling, so, that can happen,
When you say a little insulation in the ceiling,
yeah, 'cause
the entire ceiling?
yeah, it's not that big of a building, and we can either use blown in or we can just use that. But if we use that, we gotta add another 2x4 in there. They spread 48 inches is what they spread the, wrapped it with
Do you have any idea what the size of that square footage on that is?
I have it written down. I don't remember what it was. No, I had even had it counted how many boards it was gonna take. But I don't have it with me.
I'll get with you on that. See if we can get that square footage.
Also got those holes in the walls.
Yeah.
They're plywood and over right now. That's not instant.
Yeah, well, we'll make there's some openings too. That was to for ventilation. But we'll just close them off and we'll pack in, have insulation put in there. It ain't gonna, yeah.
Right. Well,
ACMA front.
Oh, yeah, the AC and the A-frame is broken again. I'm sorry. I didn't, we just need to get
I
it
got
fixed.
somebody's gonna make that
Yeah.
this week.
Okay.
Okay.
We've worked on it several. It's pretty old and it runs all the time to keep humidity down. So,
I'm surprised it hasn't damaged our equipment in that equipment room. I went in there the other day and it was really hot.
yeah, it is. I know. I was over there again yesterday looking at it.
I've
seeing
got
if I
somebody
could-
looking at it this week, so.
I fixed it twice. We had somebody else come out and put in a part.
You know what size that is? Is it 1.5 tons or 2 tons?
I doubt it's 2 tons, but
Well, you got a pretty high ceiling at exposed.
yeah. Like I said, you can keep putting money into it or we can get it in
That's
place.
the whole point. I know somebody's gonna order about 7 of those finished bullets.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
get a couple of them
Okay.
beyond that, so.
I think that's the route.
We could get. Yeah,
I think that's the route to go to replace it because it isn't new.
Yeah.
And, and I think if you keep putting, and it's not a whole lot of money you would put in getting
well,
it
just have to
repaired.
examine it first.
Yeah.
It costs anything to do
Like
that.
I said, I've repaired it personally twice. And then I had, one of our members come and repair it.
Okay, any questions of, we were on the maintenance.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll, now move on to communications committee report. Rhonda?
Alrighty. Okay, so our membership is, for Columbia County, we're at 706 members. Suwannee County is 256 members, so a total of 962 members. The invoices will be going out shortly. And these, and everyone complains, I didn't get one. The address that these are gonna go to, because we have to pull from Suwannee County and from Columbia County. And they are going to be the addresses that are listed on where you receive your taxes.
Tax bill.
So the tax bill address is where the TREPO bill will go.
So the TREPO bill will be going to your county tax bill.
Right, wherever your tax bill is delivered is where your invoice is going to go. Let's see, what else?
Can anyone ask you to send it to a different address, or is it because it's all electronic?
Well, it's such a big mass that we have to send out so many because it's populated from that, and then we have to send those to the printer, and then the printer will run them through to see if any of those addresses get kicked back or there's an issue with them, and that's when I have to go in and see.
Gotcha.
But it's usually a smaller number. But there's a lot. We have to send them out to all property owners under Three Rivers Estates. And we have had in the past where I go through and try to find them and you can't gather them all, but it does sometimes send them to properties that are not Three Rivers Estates, and sometimes they'll try to pay. And we've had that a couple of times and we had to return the check. So I am going to put on the invoice this year that, if you are not a Three Rivers Estates property owner, please disregard.
Gotcha.
That should,
Very good.
I'll try to slide it in.
The addresses that we're getting from the property appraisers
Is where
it's not
the
property
top
appraiser,
tax
it's the
collector.
tax collector. So at the property appraiser, there's a flag because it shows in the description, Three Rivers Estates. Is there some other?
We
kind of
click that,
flag?
we click that, but it's just like there's error everywhere, but because Mike Bray always does it for me.
Right.
He runs it just through, but it still sometimes picks up.
It's just a glitch.
Mhm.
And we thought about doing these electronically for the people who wanted it. And
What you mean electronically?
send an
An
email.
invoice through email or.
Well, you can't do the email without everyone signing a paper saying that it's okay to send them an email.
I mean, when you send out a newsletter or something, could that be a part of it, and you could sign? You know.
Well, there's nothing really even to sign. I mean, we could, but then we're almost kind of duplicating because this has to go to every lot owner. So it's not just our role of membership. And it's too hard to go through and pull 900 and however many people out to then go through and check each one. That's what I'm saying. It's just a very, I'm open to any suggestions. I'm just going with what they've done. And I don't know how to change it at this point.
Right. I was just maybe we could start collecting email addresses, you know, from something that you send, just asking.
Right,
If you would like to receive, you know.
right.
go
We have to have their
please sign,
signature.
Please give us your email address.
Right, right.
Yeah, at least you could begin.
Because we talked about doing that for emails and Charlie actually had it all set up.
We've been collecting them on our website for about 3 years now, but people's stuff changes. They change ISPs, they change. People forget their passwords, so they just create a new account, and then they can't get to their old stuff. And we do send it out through email, some things, but that list is never going to be up to date.
And the most current up-to-date list of Three Rivers Estates owners would be through the tax collector's office. Because they have to get their tax bill and you know everybody pays their taxes. Like it or not. That's true. Anyway, okay, so the other thing is Key Day is going to be Saturday, January 25th from 10 to 2. Same time as we normally do it. This is the last Saturday of January. Let's see what else. The other thing, our Christmas extravaganza is going to be on December 7th. It's the first Saturday of December. And we'll be putting out more information on that. We'll also do the thing where we normally do Santa Gives the Gift. Hopefully we have Santa and Mrs. Claus if they're available at that time. Anyway, Vicki and Wayne have been gracious the past 3 years of being Santa and Mrs. Santa for us. So we'll do, like we have been doing, we'll do the Santa Claus. He'll bring a gift for all the children. We'll put that out soon so they can start sending us the age and the names of the children. And then we will do tree lighting and we will do also the parade. Everybody likes to deck their golf cart side by side, boat, bicycle, anything you want to put in the parade. And we'll do that evening once it gets dark. And then we'll come back and do the hot chocolate and cookies. And to me, it's always a good time. And DJ Chris is usually there with the Christmas music. And so anyway, that's on December 7th. So mark your calendars on that. I also want to thank our counters that did for the election, did our counting. And that was Bonnie Blackwell, I think Laura Long, and Jeffrey Long. And I think they did an excellent job. I thought they were very professional. And I really would like to use them next election. And I really think that Laura Long, instead of being counter, really should be heading it up because she's very knowledgeable.
She got the experience from.
Yes,
Okay.
from previous
We can
whatever.
discuss that next.
So anyway, put that in your memory bank
Yeah, sure.
because I thought it really worked out well. It was very professional. Okay, and what was the other? I do want to, we had talked about, we do need to get a scanner to, because Bonnie Blackwell had talked about taking on that job in January. So we just need a good scanner that's fast, not really expensive, but so I just want to get the okay to go ahead and look for one Black Friday as these sales start. And we also need just a small laptop. I mean, just basic. All we really need that laptop for is not really to put anything on it, except for to use that to run the scanner through to then put it onto a hard drive.
Okay.
So those are,
Bonnie's gonna take on the job of scanning. I know I talked to her.
Yeah.
She said it's not that expensive.
right.
And if you're gonna do it on Friday, tell them they'll probably give it to you.
Well, I don't know about giving it to you, but I mean, you're looking $300 to $500 for a good one because you want something that runs fast, but not really a copy machine, but an actual scanner that you can put like a stack of things and it will do it. Because we've got a lot to scan, and I don't think she realizes how big it's a big job, but we do need this done.
Okay.
So
So what do we need
Is
to
that
do?
for membership or financials?
Everything, anything TRIPA related.
I thought we had already approved.
We may have, I'm just wanting to make sure we've got our, I don't remember a dollar amount.
Okay, I don't either, and it's not that expensive. What can you get us, a couple $100? And a couple, maybe $500 would cover both.
I think we got more than that.
Huh? Okay, what would it be? I don't know.
It's about a brand new computer and a printer. The computer itself, so you have Packard, it's about the cheapest you can get was $500.
Yeah, I can get one cheaper than that. I just, I don't get one a little cheaper than that because I don't need anything on it other than the fact to.
If somebody can clean one up, you can have one.
Charlie's
Bring it in, I'll clean it.
Okay,
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, because that's all we really need is just something to scan it into.
And that-
All you do is look at it as it scans, right? You're just like, look
Yeah,
at
it's
it.
just like a TV screen.
we appreciate that. Thank you.
You're gonna need something copied too,
It should
We're
be
just gonna get a little hard drive.
scan a copier.
But I just need one that's, that's fast. That's what I'm going after is fast. That's what Bonnie is requested is.
So what do you think
Right.
is going to, why don't we do this? Let's, why don't we just, ask the board dollar amount, $500, $700 is the capacity, and do as good a job as you can on Black Friday, and then we're gonna clean up your computer.
I got a pump can for it.
Okay.
That was only.
You go out.
I don't think that we're wanting to try to use it for a lot of copying. It's-
Yeah, that's what we want, something that's really scanning, it's really,
To do a lot of.
Stack.
A lot of scanning, yeah.
Stacks, not.
do you know what they run?
No.
I mean,
That's more than that.
Yeah.
Run a business that runs right.
Okay, so can I get a motion? Travis?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, who's gonna be responsible for it? Are you gonna be responsible?
it's gonna stay here, so all the scanning will be done in this
The
clubhouse.
purchasing of it.
I would do it.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that, the board approve up to $1,000 for this equipment. And of course, the actual cost will be documented, presented to the chairman and board. And, if it's less than that, that would be good, but this at least gives them up to $1,000.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Tommy motioned and made the motion. Who seconded it?
I'll say.
Tommy? Okay. Tommy. Okay. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Any opposed? Move forward with that.
Yeah.
Anything else, Vonda?
Did you-
No, I believe that's it.
Okay, we'll move on to, new business. One thing I'd like to do is appoint, some, committee chairpersons, for next year and then come back with, committee members, first of the year. But, I'd like to ask Tommy Matthews to take on the maintenance. Again, Vonda Communications, Vicky, you would be managing of the finance committee. And then, talk with Bonnie Blackwell, and she will take the, code enforcement, as it relates to how our deed restrictions in reference to, and also the county should be putting a committee together to look at that related to VRBOs and rentals. See how we can come up with a plausible solution to, resolve things that we've been talking about for years. She's agreed to do that, so she'll bring some names forward the first of the year. Y'all good with that, board members?
I asked for Stacy Greco to be on it because I promised her back when we
Yeah.
started
Okay,
this.
sounds good. We'll make sure that happens.
And
Okay.
Hilda was the other
Anything
one.
else? Okay, I'm gonna move on then to discussion on the clubhouse renovation. We've got the new year starting up, so I'd like to discuss what we can do here. And relatively moving forward, we've got the electricity hooked up back here. We can start moving items out of the A-frame there and get the A-frame cleaned up so that we can make it an office and have it secured. And then primarily what we had discussed in doing in here is give this a facelift, tear these two walls out, floors, ceilings and walls, just renovate, give it a cosmetic new look. and then rework our mechanical air conditioning. And I think we can do that fairly inexpensively. We'll talk and see how we can maybe job each one of those out differently to different subs and see how we can do that.
And new wiring, right?
Pardon me?
New wiring.
Wherever we need, we'll take a look at what we need.
These outlets are awful.
Y'all, are y'all good with that? Go forward with that? Okay. And the other item is to go ahead and move forward with the Suwannee County and the Columbia County boat ramp. Apparently, Suwannee County, we've been talking about it for a while, so I'm ready for the engineer. Contacted an engineer. They're working with somebody that specializes in the Santa Fe River basin as it relates to that. So we'll come back with a report on that because it'll have to go through the management district there. Same thing with our boat ramp. Our boat ramp has a hole in the bottom of it. So we're going to find out what we can do to get that repaired. A lot of boats are dropping off at the bottom. So it gets to a certain point. Y'all good with that, board members? We'll have numbers too before we go out with anything. We'll come back to the board, but want to get this started at this time. Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, and I know we're talking about concepts right now, but is this something that possibly could be put under Mr. Matthews and his committee to present the board with a more detailed plan about what specifically you want
Yes,
to do? with it?
that was the intent. I didn't say that, but that would be the intent.
And that's what I would-
Several of us will work with Tommy on what disciplines are going to put in
And
place.
I think maybe all of the things that you're wanting to include, maybe he could present through his committee to plan to the board. And then we can say, okay, this is exactly what we want to do. And if that's what you had in mind, I'm assuming that's it. Okay.
You good with that, Tommy?
Yeah, it's just trying to understand it a little bit.
We'll have the discussion first. Yeah.
This clubhouse, you talk about boat ramps, everything.
Well,
You're the new project engineer.
I'm actually working with the management district and with an engineer, so, but I would want to bring it before the maintenance committee to discuss because we need to have more eyes on it as soon as I can get back some numbers from those folks or what we can do.
You're talking about the boat ramps.
Boat ramps, yeah. And as far as the buildings goes, we'll sit down and have our meeting and determine what phases we want to go through and how we do this, how we can move forward to get that done. There's nothing, we're not dealing with any load bearing walls or anything like that. It's basically cosmetic, everything that we're doing.
It's one little issue.
There is no issue.
It's right there on that interior wall.
Yeah, right.
Well,
It's not a problem. That's an opportunity to fix, okay?
So,
I've heard that a whole lot.
just trying to get away, shy away from electric.
Yeah, okay.
Tired of
you graduated from science.
Okay, so we'll move forward. We'll move forward with that. And so now we'll, any other new business board members? We'll move on then to, we have on here, under old business membership 25. What was that? Bonnie, you already covered that
Generally, anything else on Key Day? Any other,
for 2025.
For 2025?
That.
talked about Key Day, anything with membership?
Volunteer for that.
So if you're good there.
Yeah, yeah.
So we,
That was the last Saturday in January.
10 to 2.
Okay, 10 to 2. All right. Then we'll move, that's all the business.
Do I have-
Board. Pardon?
I'll hold it wrong.
How much is it?
I can do that.
I'm sure I won't spend my money for the thing, so.
Okay, guys.
Okay, we said that I'm gonna, move now to the, property owners and see if there's anyone in the audience that wants to address the board.
Oh, I do. Oh, I do.
So tell us about the computer, okay? No, just kidding.
Well, that's easy. I have 9 computers. If somebody wants to, put it in the factory, start, go for it. And don't cost $1,000. It's free.
Give us the go. Well, we weren't gonna spend $1,000.
We're not, I'm a very budget-minded person.
Well, so am I.
So we
But
get that
here's what I got. On the parks, there was not a full-blown how they were gonna be cleaned up after Milton. And everybody knows that there's a lot of people talking about it, okay? That, the bids were put in. Ours was bid at 20,000, but that was to clean it up. That was to get rid of everything that's in there. That was to do the whole thing. We weren't trying to rip anybody off, okay?
Nobody.
But it came back that way.
Well,
Because when it
not-
came
not
out
from-
on Facebook,
Not from this board.
no, when it came out on Facebook,
Right.
it was like throwing the people that did put the bids in under the bus, you know? Because it looked like there was no option to get volunteers. There was no options to rent a skidster. There was no options given any way, shape, or form about that. Because nobody had a clear cut deal of how it was gonna be done.
Right. And then it was,
Okay.
in all parts.
Completely clean, not like what's out there now. It was completely clean.
They got a lot of.
Shut off the comments, so you couldn't.
You'll never see me on Facebook make any comment.
No, but it was
Okay,
said that
so-
it was gonna come back to
Yeah.
you, and then somebody would get back to us, and so on and so
We
forth.
went- we just-
But when you put in a bid, you should have a clear cut way of how you want it done. No, not, we're gonna mow it out by the road, we're gonna burn it in the park, but we're not gonna haul it off. We are gonna haul it off, but we're gonna do half of it, or we're not gonna.
Okay, well, we,
So that's how it came into play.
well, I'm very sorry that it was.
So am I, because it really made us look bad at being a new business out here,
Right.
even though I don't care, because.
No, y'all have always done a-
We didn't need to park.
Sure, y'all always done a very good job and we appreciate it. We-
Jerry, I apologize if that was the perception. That was
Well,
not the
because
intent.
Everybody did that, and the comments got cut off because it was getting out of hand, and I believe that they
Yeah.
could have been. But at that point, it wasn't justified to be able to throw people under the bus when the bid was asked to be.
I didn't name
By
names.
three people.
I didn't tell how
You
many
had
did.
to, other people.
I'm just saying,
Okay, we're not gonna have a debate on that.
I wasn't trying to crucify
And,
anybody.
If anything was taken wrong, we apologize for that
And that's
because,
okay, thank
there's
you,
no
because I
intent. There's no
appreciate the
intent.
volunteers, and I appreciate what everybody's already done.
yeah, and he's done it, and your husband's done a great job.
I know he has.
Yeah.
We got a whole crew that does a really good job that would volunteer for anything out here.
Okay, well, thank you, appreciate that. All right, we're gonna, anybody else want to speak? Yeah, yes.
Where we find out the official count from the election? I never heard that or seen it. I went on the official website.
Was that, was the official count,
89-24.
was that actually, presented at the?
Yes, it was.
It was presented at
So 89-24. Do we want to put that on the website then, or is it there? Let's go ahead and put that on the website then.
We'll put it out there.
Meeting, I got the whole meeting report. Nobody said anything about the meeting. Jerry came out and said that he felt like Terry might have won, and he shook her hand.
It was after that, because we gave the
It
count.
was after that. It was.
Is there any doubt that, that was not?
No, I was just.
Okay.
I know the numbers.
Then why don't we put it on the-
It's gonna be posted on the website right after, in the instructions for the election.
Okay.
Said that. It never
Well,
was.
it will, then we'll go ahead and do that. Thank you. We'll take care of that. All right. Does anyone else want to speak to the board? Yeah. Okay, what's your name?
My name is Jared Buckler.
Okay, sure.
So when the electric was voted on several weeks ago, a month or so ago, for, the electric to be fixed in 3 parks, this park has already been fixed. Brandon Park has been without power for 15 months, and Boat Ramp Park on Swanee side has been without power for 8 weeks. And you guys laughed and mocked before this meeting even started about, oh, we can wait. But you, this side don't wait. There's no waiting at all. You guys do exactly what you want. You spend $1,000 for a computer. You do all of this stuff when you want to do it. But then whenever Swanee wants something done, you guys did threaten us. Bill Brown threatened us and told us that if we clean the park up, he was going to call police. All these different things that are said. And then I have, December 3rd to fix Boat Ramp Park. And you're gonna fix Brennan Park before, who's lining this up? I mean, Brennan Park has been without power for 15 months, and you're gonna do that before Backland and continue to rent another portalette?
It looks like that's the way it is right now, based on the schedule.
Well, my problem is that this electricity here was fixed first weeks ago. So there is no delay for you guys. There's never a delay for you guys, but there's always a delay for us. The last question I have is, if now I just learned one bid, she turned in one for 20, what were the other bids? Because I know a bid that was turned in for $12,500. And you personally on the phone told me that you saved $27,000 on this. So I would also like to know, the people that you hired for the park cleanup, were they licensed and insured? And if not, what would have been the liability if someone was to get hurt by those people that I saw cleaning up?
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna shut you down for stating a lie.
Oh, that's-
You told, yeah, you
You
told,
threatened me, you threatened.
let me make one thing clear to you. I'm not gonna tolerate it from you, okay?
I know what you say is the truth. You're correct. And you.
No, hey, wait a minute. Sit down. You don't discuss anything.
Our conversation, Bill, I told you.
Now, Jared,
You know the rip what you say, quit pointing at my.
I thank your will. I'll have you vacated from the.
It's not going anywhere.
Because I said the truth about you, now you're gonna try to threaten me again.
You're not telling the truth.
You told me the best thing I can do is come back and get back to camp. Don't even lie, you can say what you wanna say.
Mr. Chairman,
Call the sheriff if you want to.
I'll just call law enforcement.
Yeah, call them.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn the meeting. I'll make a motion that we adjourn, guys.
It seems like.
All in favor?
It's on Facebook. Whenever she says it's on Facebook,